Yo, welcome to the Experience Podcast, where you have to have the experience to be on the podcast. I am your active and attractive host for another episode. You know we do everybody in the culture that has a voice that does things at a high level. Today we got somebody who was instrumental in what we know to be his podcast, right? For our culture. We got the homeboy Mal. What's going on, my brother?
What's up, family? How you, man?
I'm chilling, man. What's good?
Man, you know, just finally tapped in with you, man. Got a chance to come down here to Atlanta, and we've been trying to make it happen for a little minute. We finally here.
Man, I love it. I need that love, man. The game been good to me, and again, man, y'all all in the culture that really have a voice that I thought was real from the outside. I always keep confirming to me that it is real ones in the game. So I appreciate you stopping by.
No question.
You know, first of all, man, we want to get into the business side of what it is you do, right? Podcasting is a big arena. It's a new industry. You know, I have a particular issue with some people that's partying in the industry building process. We need to be working. When I look at you down here in Atlanta right now on tour. You just told me you sold 800 tickets. Talk to me about that.
You know, Rory and myself, new Rory and Mal podcast. Shout out to my brother Rory. We just got back from London earlier this week. Almost a little over 700 tickets sold out in London at the Earth Theater. Shout out to everybody in London that came out. It was a beautiful night. The love over there was amazing. Had an amazing time. Yeah, man, we just building, man. We trying to just, you know, build something. It's beautiful to watch it grow. It's beautiful to employ, you know, people that have the same goals and visions and dreams and, you know, want to have fun doing this and just have passion and respect for each other.
Right.
So, yeah, we building, man. We out here having fun, man, traveling the world.
The business side of this game is often left out of people's conversation, right? And those people that do talk about the business side, I'm not sure I see them executing in the same way that they communicating, right? So when I look at y'all, I say, yo, them dudes, I look at your brand, right? Y'all been able to brand it, even as far as the orange that Rory uses. It's a thing.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Even the red head, like it's a thing, right? There's a branding thing happening. On top of that, there's a situation where y'all selling tickets, selling merch, right? And each of these facets, y'all tend to have different designs, different approaches, and just elevating the way that podcasting is looking. How much of that is you and how much of that is Rory?
It's you know, it's pretty much both of us. We you know, even on certain things on the merch side that I come up with, and my partners out in LA, Ant and G, you know, we all collab on ideas and we just throw things at the table sometimes, and whatever sticks, whatever we think is dope, you know, we run with. It doesn't matter, you know, whose idea it was. If it's dope, it makes sense for the brand and it's something that we think that people would with and that they're gonna support, like we just put it out there. But creatively, Rory and myself just, you know, pretty much is us. You know what I mean? We have a whole team of people that pitch in and add things here and there, but they get our personality. Right. They know what we're trying to look like, what we're trying to do, what we're trying to create. So it's just like a whole bunch of, you know, people just hanging out in the dorm having fun.
Yeah, man. And it feels like that. Even when y'all left the Joe Budden podcast, right? Even the approach of the clip that came out when y'all was like, we're looking for work. That was just even a unique approach. Even looking back at it, it's like y'all were early on the skit type of, y'all might be the only people doing that in podcasting from a creative standpoint. I don't know. I mean, the white boys do it like Full Sin and Logan Paul and those guys, but from our standpoint, maybe trailblazing in that.
That's something that we want to, you know, ultimately get into is TV and film and long form sketches and things like that. Just because we have so many ideas and things that we take from real life situations, which was what the Got Fired skit was when we first quote unquote got fired. Right. So we decided to take that and have some fun with it and create something that you know we thought the people would like, and they loved it. And that was all. You know, people reached out, said, "Oh, who wrote that? Who wrote that?" And we was like, "That, you know, we freestyled that whole thing. None of that was written. That was all just circumstantial. You know, we just came up with the circumstances and we just let the camera run."
That's dope. That's super dope. Hello, everyone. It's Big Loon here. Want to talk to you about It's Up There podcast. We're the home of the biggest conversations in the culture, and we've had some incredible guests on the show, including Lil Baby, Moneybag Yo, Wallow from $1 Million Worth of Game, and many more. But we're not just a podcast, we're a movement, and we want you to be a part of it. That's why I'm encouraging you to go and check out our Patreon page. When you become a patron, you get access to our episodes early, ad-free, with exclusive content you will not find anywhere else. Plus, we do go live only on Patreon, so you get a chance to interact with us in real time and be the first to know about our new products, live shows, and exclusive merchandise. If that's not enough, we're also offering exclusive discounts on our merchandise to our Patreon supporters. So what are you waiting for? Join us on Patreon today. Become a part of the It's Up There podcast movement. Head over to our page now and sign up. Thank you for your support. I see you on the next episode. Let's get back to the show. Let's get into the departure of Joe Budden podcast. Let's be clear. When did you come into the Joe Budden podcast? What episode was it? First, the name was I'll Name This Podcast Later. When did you arrive on the scene? Do you remember?
I think it was like episode 77, maybe.
Okay, like yeah. And so Sweat Equity was mentioned, right? Mm-hmm. Blood, Sweat, and Tears, and your departure from there was an unfortunate one, and it was ugly.
It was fortunate.
Right. We just talked about it. You said you know
very fortunate.
Right. You told me when I was out there smoking, you said, Loon, I would have been okay with helping home. Oh yeah,
I've always, that's all I've ever been. I've always wanted to be somebody that helped. Like if it's somebody, if I fuck with you, or if I feel like I believe in what you're doing and I see your vision and I feel like I can offer some assistance, even if it's not. It's not about me getting nothing financially from it all the time necessarily. I just feel like if I'm able to, which I think we should do in our culture more anyway, is like, yo, if I have a plug somewhere or connect somewhere where I can help you elevate what you got going on and get you to a next level somewhere, why not? Because I would want somebody to do the same for me. So, right. Especially when it's, your quote unquote friends. I feel like that goes without saying. It's like, yeah, I help you out. Like I help you do whatever. Let's do it. But we get to have fun. Why not? It's a win-win situation. So, yeah, it was all about me just, getting in and trying to help elevate something and bring some type of, energy into a situation where it made for a complete circle. And now, do you have clarity? Because over the last couple of months, there's been shots took by Joe Budden, just about what y'all perceive to be the truth. You say that Joe's stealing. He says that he's not stealing. Of course. You say, I'll come up there, show me the books. I'll do it on your platform, and it'll make for great content. Put it behind your paywall. Do what you will. Why not? Let's have fun. Listen, man, and I want to be very clear. This is not, it's no ill feelings. It's no beef. It's no, it's all love, man. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, at one point, we was all real friends, and so that doesn't just go away. You know what I'm saying? So it's not a beef thing. I think that everything happened for a reason. We're very fortunate, very blessed, Rory and myself, to land where we landed and be able to do what we're doing right now. So everything happens for a reason. It's just the unfortunate part of it is, when just as lies start to come into play and, the trying to, tear somebody's character apart and things like that. The truth is the truth, though. You know what I mean? And as I always tell my brother Rory, because we have talks and he, Rory gets into these moods where he's like, man, I don't want to just keep going through this bullshit with this dude. And I'm just like, but Rory, when the truth is on your side, everything is going to be okay, man. That's for sure. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is. But, the truth is the truth. We were taken advantage of, and, we had money, a lot of money stolen from us and taken from us, and it's fucked up. But, if that's the way it had to happen for us to be in the situation we're in now, in the position we're in now in our lives, then so be it. You done fuck around and made you, taught you how to fish. Yeah, put you in a situation now where you went and got the information. The thing is, I always knew how to fish. Right. But, sometimes I don't mind, getting on your boat and helping you fish. Right. You know what I mean? So, if you felt like, that was your boat and, you the big skipper, and you know what I'm saying? It's like, all right. And so, but in podcasting, with it being a new industry, it's like, I gotta give Joe some credit in regards to he did kind of make it
not easier, but y'all together, you lifted less, right?
Yeah.
And so what I'm saying is like, this new industry, nobody kind of understood how to move. Unfortunately, whatever deal he placed y'all in that y'all agreed on, he, and what you're saying is, still wouldn't stick to the deal that he had in place.
Yeah, I think when we looking back, I think when we signed our percentage agreement with each other, I don't think that he anticipated the amount of money that was going to be offered to us. So I think once that money came into play, I think that something inside of him just wasn't comfortable, and it's crazy when you think about it. But I think something inside of him was like he wasn't comfortable seeing us get that money. You know what I mean? That's, and it's wow. But that happens with us a lot, man. Like it's a deeper story behind that. It's that's like in our culture, we say we want to see each other eat and see each other, but it's like, somebody come in here with a whole buffet. It's like, damn, I was gonna get these a slice. I ain't want to get these.
I want to dictate what they able to do.
You understand?
And that's unfortunate, bro, because you can't win like that.
Yeah.
And I believe that to see you riding with Rory says so much about your character just from me on the outside looking in, because I see the years from you and Joe. I see, you on the Love and Hip Hop episodes. I see how far back y'all go, and it's like, it gotta be principle somewhere that he's standing on, because what else would make him ride with a dude that he met along the way?
Yeah, and it was just right is right and wrong is wrong. And I mean, and the fans and the supporters and listeners, they have a very short-term memory. But just go back to, the reason why, we didn't show up to record was because, he told Rory not to come in and record. Saying. And I said, whoa, he don't work for you. You can't tell him not to come in and record. Like, and I'm definitely not gonna record without him.
Right.
You know what I mean? So just go back to that. It's like that's just me though. Like, if it's something wrong, then let's fix it before any of us move forward. But me and you are not gonna record without our brother, our partner.
That was a deep moment.
Yeah,
I'm talking about that was there right there, because in my opinion, you hurt Joe, because Joe felt like, yo, Rory.
But why?
But Mal straight.
But why? But why is it? And see, that's the things that people don't know behind the scenes. Like it was like, but why Rory? Why? Right. Why are you? But just
everybody ain't doing that.
Oh, for sure.
Even when you look at Park, some of the fans will say that his position is, my boat, everything right around me look good.
And Parks was, I've known Parks for years. Good person.
Right.
Deep inside, he's a good person. I just think that, the position that he may be in and painted himself in a corner to where he don't really have enough wiggle room to really get his shit off and say what he wanted to say. But that's why I tweeted a few weeks ago. I said Parks knows.
Right.
Because I've known Parks for years, man. And for the most part, he's a good dude. I just think that he's just a little in too deep on the business end, and he has a lot of things tied in with Joe business-wise, so he can't really rattle that boat and shake the tree too much. But he knows, man. And those guys, all of those guys over there, all those guys in the room, they know me. They've known me for at least 12 years.
Yeah.
They know that I never did no sucker shit, no foul shit. I've never, done no whack shit to nobody. So they know my character. So, it's just that everybody is kind of in the fucked up position because they got to choose a side.
Right.
And, they chose to ride with homie, and it's all good. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, it's no beef, man. It's no, this podcast and things, sometimes it get a little weird. Like everybody feel like it's competitive and it's beef and it's all. I know what real beef look like.
Right.
It's no beef in this shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, they had to choose a side, and, it's all good. Like I said, Rory and myself were able to pivot and land on our feet and do what we do. And like I said, we just came back from selling almost 700, 800 tickets in the UK. The same night Dave Chappelle had a show, by the way.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying?
That's dope. Shout out to y'all. And you know what? When I was telling you, when it first happened, I was afraid for y'all.
Yeah.
Because I was thinking like, and I got this from B. Marshall with the episode I just did with him, where I would have put y'all in a situation to overextend, because I felt like immediately there was this thing in the market between y'all two, and he was trying to battle to look like he was still in a good place, and y'all was trying to say, yo, we're on our own now.
Right.
And I was saying, spend the money, go get a building, go get a set, go get this, go get that. and y'all bubbled it right up, and that fan base of y'all activated it and took it to the next level. Y'all did that shit.
I mean, we just, again, we don't want to go fast. We want to go right. We want to do it right. We want to move right. And we have a vision for ourselves and what we want to look like and where we ultimately want to end up. And I think we're doing a great job of doing that. We're not running out getting a guest. We don't want to be too heavily guest-based every week, because then you paint yourself in a corner with that when it's like, okay, we can't get a guest. So who do we, what do we do now? So we kind of want to just show people that we can create something where we basically, we're the talent, and we rely on ourselves and our own personalities to push this thing forward, and then pull in on, guests that we really have a personal relationship with, that we kind of already have some type of rapport with, and just do something more creative aside from just sitting down talking. Like we ultimately want to move into like a TV and film space, and do things on that level, because we have the talent and the ability to do that, which is what we try to show with some of our skits and promo pieces and things like that for the live shows.
It'd be dope too.
You know what I mean? Just try to show a little, just some versatility in what we're doing.
Right. Do you think you hurt Joe Budden? Do you think now let me ask you this. When did you start to pivot towards Rory? Like, hold on, but something ain't right. That ain't cool. When was that? Rory and myself developed a relationship naturally on the show throughout the years. But in that situation, the business and things like that, it honestly became a thing where it fell into that because we were on the same side of the fight. Like we both were fighting for the same thing. Like it was like, all right, we have this, this deal that. But I felt like he would have straightened you out and not straightened Rory out.
But even that, I wouldn't go for it.
I know it, but I felt like that's what hurt him, right? When he said, I remember a time when he said, I never saw the day.
Yeah.
But he was talking about you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, man, something about you stung him.
Well, we had a relationship for so many years.
Yeah.
And
that dude's a white boy. But there's principle involved.
That's all. That's all it is. It's principles. And with me, I don't care how long I know you. I don't care. It's principle. It's integrity. It's honor. You know what I mean? So it's like right is right, wrong is wrong. And I'm not going to stand there and allow somebody that, because I looked at it like we a team. We all in this boat together. You know what I mean? We stand on that stage together. So, but
there's so many niggas that would have rolled with a nigga they knew for 10, 15 years only because it's like, what do I got to lose?
Well, that's that's the problem with us.
It is.
It's like,
and I'm telling you, salute from one real nigga to another one, even if everything else out the window. Just, I'm saying that look like, from my perspective, is principle involved in that.
Absolutely.
Because it's my guy right here. I was with this guy when he was raggedy, man. I'm talking about, man, if you go back and say, I ain't never been raggedy. I come out the street with some money. You understand? No cap on that, no 10 on it. You go back some, you say, damn, home was kind of, it seemed funny over there a little bit financially, and that's cool because we all had to come from something. Right. But y'all helped lift that. How much weight do you think you lifted over there? Out of 100% of the lifting with the Joe Budden podcast up until your departure, how much do you say was your contribution?
I think I contributed a lot. I think I lifted a lot. You go back to some of the earlier episodes. I think that's when it started to turn, just because I think my personality and my relationship with Joe was so unique and so honest. And, I think that helped turn it into what it became. Even if you go back to the Charlamagne episode, Charlamagne said it. He said, this thing didn't really pop until Mal got here.
Yeah, I got to squash it with you and Charlamagne, man. I know y'all got a little something. He done right. He doing right by me, man.
No, Charlamagne, listen, I know he does things behind the scenes for people that, I salute and I respect. I just didn't, let me finish the point though. We'll get into that. I just think that the relationship that we had with each other, right? Because I still don't really like saying his name, but the relationship that we had with each other, I think it was so honest and so real, and it was dope to see, and so many people could relate to it. I think that helped lift it with him and Rory, and shout out to Marissa. What they had, I think, was unique as well. I just think that, you insert somebody that had a real relationship, the relationship that we had with each other, and you put that on mic and on camera, I think people gravitate towards that. The stories, the holding each other accountable.
And he was intentional with. I'll give him some credit on this. He was intentional with the consumer facing. When it comes to you, right? He was intentional with saying, man, you just too cool, man. You dress better than me, man. Yeah. He was intentional on camera with that. He's smart enough to know what he's doing when he's doing that.
Oh, yeah.
What he doesn't say says more to me about him than what he does say on camera.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So he's somebody that's intentional with doing that, and I'll give him a little credit with trying to have the consumers accept you in a way where it's like, this is my cool partner.
Yeah.
And it even translated to someone like a Charlamagne that was like, you know what? Mal is that nigga too now. Even though you that nigga, he was putting something on it.
Yeah, no, and I and again, it was all, it made for what it became.
Exactly.
It was all part of it. It was a beautiful thing. I just think that ultimately, which happens a lot in our community and in our culture, ego just killed and destroyed, and it kills from within, it destroys from within. And that's a fight that I can't stand in front of. Ego is something that you got to battle with personally. So I just step out the way and I let you, have that battle with yourself.
Right. And even speaking about the lifting thing, there was a moment. Do you remember when he got fired from Everyday Struggle?
Yeah.
What was the atmosphere? Do you remember the atmosphere then?
Vaguely, I remember, and again, that's interesting because we only got his side of the story. But I vaguely remember he came in and was like, we started talking about it on the show, like, they wouldn't let the creators create, and they won't let me smoke in the bathroom, and it was just a whole bunch, and I was just like, okay, whatever. Yeah. You know what I mean? That wasn't my business.
And me not understanding the information, and I want the young creators and everybody watching this, if you know my brand, if you're here and you don't know my brand, we about information, right? We're about elevation. Anything we speak about, we extracting experience from things that we can explain so people can evolve. That's all this is about, right? But with the Everyday Struggle situation, y'all gave him a blanket. I know you let him go on his rants. He was talking and all of that, but it was a situation where he needed y'all more than he can explain in that moment. At that point, he had just had a baby. He had just had this situation where he thought he was getting further in the building, and then all of a sudden, he thought he had leverage. And that's something that happens with him for some reason. He misplaces where he think his leverage is. Not that he doesn't have leverage. There's just something happening with his idea of leverage. When he goes to try to utilize what he think his leverage is, there's something happening, right? And so with Complex, they let him go. Whatever, in receipt of your email, because I've been looking at some of the shit, knowing that we were going to sit down. And when he came and sat down with y'all, that was home. He still had that.
Yeah.
And I continue to let people know that it's hard to do a podcast by yourself. It's damn near impossible. And if it was possible, I think that he would have done it by himself by now. I wonder, did y'all know how important y'all were to him in that moment? For him to be able to land right there with his two homeboys, comfortable, where he has conversations week after week after week, and be able to talk to the fans and create the narrative that he was able to create.
I mean, we thought we were pretty important, but now you listen to the things that he says now about us, we weren't that important. So, again, man, we just try to play our part, and as far as being friends in that moment, like, it started, the whole podcasting thing for us, again, it started as therapy. It was therapeutic for us to get together once and twice a week and just kick it and talk about shit. But when money comes into play, man, it changes, so many things. It's amazing how many things and emotions just change and sway because money is on the table now. But for me, it didn't. Right. Obviously, I didn't care about money. It was all about just the principles and integrity. And people see, if it wasn't about the money, then why y'all keep asking to see the accountant? And it's like, because we trying to just show, like, fam, we know we were being stolen from.
Yeah.
And this is why we chose to say, just show the accountant let's make it correct and move forward.
Right.
But
I want people to understand that if Joe was to sue, he would expose what needs to be, like that will force
sue
a
us?
discovery, which the accountant would have to come into play.
Oh yeah, I mean he can't sue. He can't sue us. It's impossible. He knows the real, and the people that know him know the real. They know his business practices throughout the years. They know that Mal has never sat down and, sat on a mic and talked bad about anybody. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So definitely not somebody that I looked at as a friend. Like, I hate that you Google my name and that type of shit comes up. You know what I mean? I never wanted to be a part of shit like that. But we know that, we built something that was big in the culture, and it ended the way it did. But like I said, it was a fortunate situation for Rory and myself because we landed in a beautiful space. Ownership and just just respect.
Right.
It's just so much respect. The people we work with. My guy Eden, videographer. My boss. You're my boss. Like, I'm not your boss, man.
Yeah.
We partners.
Yeah.
I need you just as much as you need me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't even like walking around with that boss title. Like, I don't need that. Like, I want everybody to feel like they can come to me. They could talk to me whenever they want. You have my number. You can call me any time of the day. If you have something on your mind, if you have something creatively you want to throw on the table, it doesn't matter if you're on camera or not. If you're in this room and you're part of this brain trust in this this thing we building, like, your opinion matters. You're in this room for a reason. So I think you create that space for people, and it allows for so many more ideas and positive energy to flow in and to feed something beautiful. You know what I mean?
Did you believe at the beginning that you had an ownership deal or a partnership?
No, we had a percentage agreement. Any money that came in for the podcast, we split.
Was that understood from the beginning, or was ownership ever thought? Did you ever think that you owned a part of it, or did you always think this was a percentage based type of situation?
It was percentage based.
Okay.
It was
because some excuse me for not to cut you off. Mm-hmm. Some people try to say that you guys thought that you owned some of it.
No. We knew exactly what it was.
Okay.
And again, that's because of the creatives. We had a contract in place before any money came into play. And we and Rory and myself took a very humble percentage, we understood we're not, we don't have a name, and we weren't artists and rappers and things like that. So we took our very humble percentage and proceeded to move forward and grow it until a deal came across the table that, ultimately was signed. Again, I just think that money was something that, was never thought about coming into play. And when it did, I don't think that he was happy splitting that with us the way that it was agreed upon. So, it happened, it fell apart, and it is what it is.
I believe Joe can't pod in the same way, right? I think Ish doesn't allow Joe, and I have a relationship with Ish. Shout out to Ish, right? Got a relationship with him over there. He reaches out to me. We speak sometimes, but I don't believe he can pod in the same way. I think Ish kind of doesn't give him the isolation type of vibe that you guys gave, right? I think you guys understand podcasts, especially the way that he podcasts. Not necessarily that everything he says is gonna be the truth. Sometimes he's getting into a theatric bag and he's doing this little 1-2. Now, you did say that when he got into some of them conversations, you guys were sitting back like, hold on. Mm-hmm. We've been on you about some of these things that you explaining to the public.
Yeah. See, it was so many things. Like, a lot of people think that just happened when it happened, and that was years. That was years of us trying to. That was like a year and a half, almost 2 years of us trying to get that right and get the business right. So when those rants were happening, you go back and look at some of those, and I'm sitting there being quiet because I'm like, people will always tell on themselves,
right?
If you let them talk
just
long
let
enough.
them talk, yeah.
So I did a lot of listening, and and we were careful because we were creating, or what we thought was we were creating was something that was built on honor and principle,
right? And
to know what we were dealing with internally, we thought that if the public found out, it's like, well, wait, how y'all sitting here preaching about honor and respect and keeping it real and not getting fucked off, and now we going through the bullshit. So it was hard to kind of sit there and, but it's like, okay, just let the rant happen and, whatever, for the sake of the message getting out there and, the people receiving the message. And we didn't want to put our personal thing in the way of that. But that was the reason for a lot of those, just letting it happen. Yeah, because it was like, keep talking because I'm also receiving information here too in the moment. You know what I mean? So.
And this is the thing, right? I'm looking at it. And me just having supreme game, I'm sitting back and saying, see, sometimes you cuss at your mother and your girlfriend hear it. And she said, oh my God.
Yeah.
Look how he talked to his mother.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And so when you saying things like, yo, I left Complex because Spotify brought in a check and they didn't want to give the people on the show a piece of the check, when we're the reason Spotify brought the check, and then you got people on your show that saying, hey, what's going on with the check? Because Spotify cut a check. It's the same.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, it's like.
It's funny how you turn into the same people that we talking about.
But it's almost like in his brain, and that's why I got to ask him. He needs some real questions asked to him without the wiggle room, right?
Oh, he gonna spin. He gonna try to spin.
He gonna try to spin. He gonna try to spin.
He's good at spinning.
He gonna try to spin.
Because I think he talks to, he has this thing where he talks to grown men, and I think he talking to women that he's dating. You can spin a woman that you date, and kind of dance around her and all of that.
Easy.
But when you talking to real dudes and real men, it don't work. And that's it's not gonna work with me.
Yeah. So sometimes when he would get in those modes talking about that, I always looked at y'all. Let's kind of speak on academics. Do you think that he was feeding information to act?
Of course, man. And I don't talk about that dude, but I just again, this media podcast thing is weird, man, because these dudes will start talking about you and talking crazy, and you never even. You don't even know these dudes.
They ain't
and
from
that's why
that.
I'm like, what, who? All right, you know what I mean? I'm not gonna get into that back and forth thing because it's like
they got too much time on their hands.
Yeah, and I don't do that. And it's like I've never seen these dudes anywhere outside. I don't know. It's like, and then they get online and they get on their platforms and start talking crazy, and it's just like I don't even know how to do that. Like I can't because I don't know you. You know what I mean? So I can't sit on here and spew that type of crazy talk when I don't even know how to do that.
It's almost like even with his situation with Rory, it's almost like he was leaving you out of it too. It's almost he was bringing you in it after a certain part, but there was a moment where it's almost like everybody was against Rory, and they was trying to kind of leave Mal out, but Mal was looking for why. Act with what his situation is, but the Joe thing, you were trying to understand what's happening, and then like you said, we both on the same side creatively, to try to say you already get the big piece of chicken. Yeah,
we partners, man. You can't tell your partner, again, partners. We don't work for nobody. We weren't employees. We were business partners. We have a contract agreement. We have a percentage-based agreement. We were partners. So it's like. You tell your partner don't come to work. You at least got to consult with the other partner first,
right?
You know what I'm saying? Like if me, you, and another homie got a show together, and then you text him and say, "Yo, don't come into work." Me and you supposed to have that talk before you. You should be like, "Yo, I feel like he shouldn't come in for a couple of weeks. He's been kind of tripping, whatever it may be." But we need to have a talk first. You can't.
If I view you as a partner, that's why I think he didn't view y'all as partners.
Of course he didn't. His name is the podcast.
When he changed the name, what was y'all thinking then?
Oh, we knew what it was.
That was deep.
That was ego. But that's what I'm saying. And people got to rewind the tapes and go back and look at the film. It's ego. But even in the midst of that, we weren't tripping because we had this contract in place, and we like, all right, it don't matter. You can call this shit whatever you want.
Right.
This contract is in place, and whatever money comes in, this is the percentage that I get. This is the percentage that he gets. So you can call it whatever you want. You can dress it up however you want to dress it up. It doesn't matter to us. Whatever comes across that table, this is my cut. This is his cut. That's your cut. You understand what I'm saying? And that's how we rolled and moved forward. But, when you start realizing that everything is starting to look like a salary, It's like, oh, I'm not on no salary, homie.
Right, they keeping you at the same number, and then okay, so I see what you said, because he's always saying that, yo, I paid them this number even though the company didn't earn that number, but I kept that number there because I pulled money from here, there, and everywhere to keep that number there. Y'all saying, no, you slick, put us on a salary.
This is a salary, bro. We not like, come on, we not doing that.
That's good game.
It's salary, like I'm not, and again,
that's good game.
You know, he tried it.
That's good game.
But it's like it's not gonna work with. Like I'm chill, I'm cool, laid back, nonchalant. I'm not stupid though.
I didn't peep that.
I'm gonna watch you. I'm very observant. I see everything.
Yeah.
You know, we just sold 1,600 tickets, and I'm getting the same as when we sell 800 tickets.
Yeah.
That's a salary, homie.
Yeah. This is definitely what it sounds like.
It's a salary. And then when we again, there was so many conversations of us trying to make it right because we knew what we had. We knew what we were building. And, you know, I remember one conversation we had, and, you know, he looked at me and Rory. We was outside talking, and we got into it one day. He was like, yeah, you know, after this contract is up, I'm going to put y'all on the salary. And me and Rory looked at each other like, who you talking to? Put who on the salary, homie? But that's what he always wanted, which is what he has now.
Right.
You know, now.
And they doing more work.
I mean, I love Parks, man. You know, I love Parks.
Yeah.
You know, and it's just, you know.
Have you watched the show?
Nah.
At all?
Nah.
Have you seen any clips?
Only when they're talking about me. Only when he has something to say about me.
Right. And they don't usually talk in that.
Yeah.
You do see Ish kind of push back, like, just show the numbers.
Listen, man. Ish knows. Like, and that's my thing, man. You know, and I don't want to, you know, I don't want to disrupt anything that got over there, but, you know, the people gonna see eventually, man.
Yeah.
And then, you know, it's just, you know, it's just fucked up, man, because, you know, I know those guys feel like they can't, you know, kick it with me. Yeah. You know, I saw Ice unfollow me on social media and shit like that. You know, it's just,
come on, Ice.
You know, it's like, you know, I get it, man.
Yeah,
I don't
choose it though.
Listen,
he been loyal to the big homie over there.
Listen, man. You know, I'm not mad at it, man. It's just, you know, they know the real.
Hello everyone, it's Big Loon here. Want to talk to you about It's Up There podcast. We're the home of the biggest conversations in the culture, and we've had some incredible guests on the show, including Lil Baby, Moneybag Yo, Wallow from $1 Million Worth of Game, and many more. But we're not just a podcast, we're a movement, and we want you to be a part of it. That's why I'm encouraging you to go and check out our Patreon page. When you become a patron, you get access to our episodes early, ad-free, with exclusive content you will not find anywhere else. Plus, we do go live only on Patreon, so you get a chance to interact with us in real time and be the first to know about our new products, live shows, and exclusive merchandise. If that's not enough, we're also offering exclusive discounts on our merchandise to our Patreon supporters. So what are you waiting for? Join us on Patreon today. Become a part of the It's Up There podcast movement. Head over to our page now and sign up. Thank you for your support. I see you on the next episode. Let's get back to the show.
And that's the thing that, you know, aside from a podcast and, you know, now people watching you and following your social media, I'm talking about, let's, you know, go back to them days in Jersey. Go back to them, you know, they know me. Yeah. And they know him. And they know the things they've been through with him. None of them never been through nothing with me.
Right.
No fucked up shit. So
right,
it's like,
right,
I know what it is, man. Like we ain't gotta, I ain't gotta do that. Like, you know, it just is what it is. And like I said, you know, I thank him for doing that. I thank him for, you know, fucking us over and doing what he did.
Make us go get our own jersey made.
Oh man, it was beautiful. Like you know, it was the, you know, it was a hat trick he pulled. You know what I'm saying? Like I respect it. You know, it's like, you know, you did what you had to do, and that was part of the story and part of the journey. Like nothing is an accident. You know, everything has its meaning. Everything has its purpose. So, you know, I look at that now and I'm like, oh shit, if you don't do that,
I don't have my own jersey.
Yeah,
you made me go buy the team.
Yeah, and like I said, I was happy setting the screen. Ooh. I knew I could get 30 if I want to go get 30.
Killed that.
I knew I could go get 30. I could go get 30. But if you hot, I'm feeding you.
Ooh, that's
I'm gonna set
dope.
this because it's no ego and play with me, bro.
Sure.
We get the W when we go in the locker room. That's all I give a fuck about.
Sure.
I don't care about all that other shit. Is ego shit. Right. I always got attention from girls.
Right.
Homie. I always got respect from niggas in the streets, homie. I don't. So it's you know, I don't. It's like, yo, listen, we building something. We a team. Let's be a team.
For sure. When you rewind the tape, like you say, the Patreon deal comes to mind. Y'all had just turned down a Spotify deal, and then all of a sudden, he shows up with a Patreon deal that has some name on it that I don't even hear him mention anymore. Mm-hmm. But where he had took the podcast to Patreon, mm-hmm. You didn't clap at that moment. There's a video going around when he, you know, Rory gave in to his feelings in that moment just to kind of cut the tense.
Rory has a better poker face than me.
He was like, "No, I'm happy for you, bro." You know, you was like,
yeah, because again, it was so much shit going on behind the scenes. It
was done then.
Oh, it was. For me, it was done. You know, when he told Rory not to come in, and you know that bothered me because it's like, all right,
you was clear on how he looked at it.
Yeah, and it was like, yo, but he don't work for you.
Yeah,
like we partners, and like I said, even if you have an issue with something Rory said or did, you should talk to me first about it, and then let's like all sit down together, you know. And then when we had a talk that we had, and you know, he said the things he said, and then you know, he told me, "Oh, it's none of your business." And it's none of my business. I'm paid the taxes on.
Right.
I'm paying taxes for
at
this
one
shit.
moment I'm sitting behind the cost, and the other moment it ain't none of my business.
So it's
that's
like
rough to deal with.
And this is what I'm saying. A lot of the listeners, they lose sight of these things because, you know, he's good at spinning and throwing things at you where you can't really keep up with everything he's saying. My thing is just rewind the tapes and listen.
Right. Let's talk about that Patreon moment. So you saying you didn't you understood that there was a 52 fake out.
Not only, it wasn't that there was a 52 fake out. It was, okay, here's another deal with more money coming into the show. And we still don't have accounting.
That's what that was.
So when he says he showed us the accounting, it's like, yeah, but you showed us an Excel spreadsheet that your accounting didn't send, your manager sent. Because had your accountant sent that, your accountant would have lost his accountant license. Because there was $140,000 quote unquote mistake. I said, who? We didn't even know who that company was. He's like, what company is this that we paid this money out to? And his response was, oh, that was a mistake. So we said, okay, $140,000 mistake. I don't know no account that makes a mistake that big, but okay, correct it and send back the correct one. We never got another one after that. You see what I'm saying?
He tried to act like there's taxes.
Come on, man. Show the taxes. See, because like I said, you could play games. You could cook the books with accounting.
Yeah, easy.
You can't cook the books
expenses
with taxes.
And all that.
You can't do that with taxes.
Right.
So again, like I said, we not tripping because.
And this is about the information.
It's all about information.
The reason why we're speaking about it is because in this space, right, they have these percentage-based deals.
Yeah.
They have these deals in place where you can go get a percentage-based, hey, y'all don't own this, but every million that comes in, we bust that down 700,000, 300,000.
Right.
Right? And so we have to learn about how y'all navigated through this, what the mistakes was, what the ins and outs are, and how y'all took that information to do what it is y'all doing now.
Yeah.
Because not only did y'all leave this situation with y'all brands in y'all hand, y'all went and evolved those into the new Rory and Mal show and took that on the road and brought that in the skits and took that into getting a deal with Sirius. And that's what I'm saying. I just want the fans to know that this is never about sitting around going into the depths of this to try to be
I just want people to be very clear in business.
Right.
And, and I want my mistakes and my situations to be somebody's learning curve and somebody's, elevation. Like, okay, I can't do that. And if, you and your team or you got a crew and y'all doing business together, like, just make sure everything is open on the table and everybody has access to the numbers and the accounting, where they can go in and check. Cause that's what we kept fighting for. Like, let's just get a quick book and we all have access to it. We can go in and see it whenever we want. These are all things that we brought to the table, and everything was frowned upon. Everything was like, nah, it's just like, but we're partners, so why can't we just have a quick book,
right,
to where we can see the numbers?
That's how it should be.
That's how it should be. Like with me and Rory, we have zero money issues.
Right.
Like I'm talking about we zero. Like and it's crazy because you know when you in a room with somebody and you in business with somebody, they'll sometimes make it seem like some things are so impossible,
right? And they're not.
And it's like stop the
and
bullshit.
We got to talk about these companies because they do that. Yeah,
it's not. Yo, listen. When people start moving like that,
you got to move.
That's a purposeful. They're doing that for a reason. And that. Be very clear about that. Like it's because, like I said. Rory and myself now being in business with each other and having our own media company.
It's like, we'll fly y'all out. We'll pay for this. We'll do that. It's nothing.
Bro, it's just so simple. And we throw bullshit into the game and we create issues where there are no issues. And it's amazing to me the amount of things that we'll create and fuck up a beautiful thing. And it's like, why? And then when you see the why, you like, was it worth it? Like, was that like? I think back to where we were headed, and
he would have had the 100 million.
The things we could have accomplished. If
that wouldn't have happened, he would have had the 100 million.
Bro, listen, man.
That's if he would have been able to not only keep that and then do what he did with the girls, and because
that's another thing.
That hurt him so bad.
What happened to the network? I'm just asking you, what happened?
That hurt him so bad.
Talk to the people. Talk to the ladies. Talk to the ladies. Ask them what happened. Ask them what type of contracts he put on the table for them. Because I don't want people to think that, this is a thing where I'm trying to keep this going. Like I said, I'm kicking it with you to give information about all these other creators that's coming up.
Right.
Like, get your business right. Keep it together. And
know what it look like. Yeah, know what it sound like when you getting fucked. Know when you in a percentage-based contract but can't get the account. There might be something.
There's something there. It's a reason why you're not getting that account.
You see what I'm saying? So that's what this is about.
Yeah.
But I think it's just, man, this shit is, for me, it's weird. I never hear y'all speak about why y'all didn't start another podcast. Now, before we go there, let's talk about the network.
Okay.
The network situation, I think that y'all leaving hurt so bad as far as like image-wise and far as trust and equity that people had in him and his whole just situation, because he was that creator talk, and he was riling people up. People thought y'all were being quiet because y'all agreed. People didn't know y'all was being quiet because we asking for the things that you talking about from you.
Right.
People didn't know that, and so people took y'all being quiet as they let him get the creator talk off because he's top creator. But that wasn't what it was. No. But the fans received it that way when he went at Charlamagne and y'all cleared out 20, 30 minutes and you don't own that and I own this and you work for iHeart.
But see, that back to the Charlamagne thing, and that's why I had an issue. And this, again, love Charlamagne. I think he's amazing in our culture, does some amazing things. But the reason I had an issue with Charlamagne was because when old boy went up there to promote the show that he had on Revolt at the time, they kept talking about the podcast deal. Like they just wanted to know how much the deal was, this, that, and the third. And Charlamagne said, oh yeah, well, I think that they should only be getting this amount. He said that on the show.
They should only be getting this amount?
Yeah, like he spoke on how much money I should be receiving.
Yeah, that ain't straight.
But add that to the fact that now we never got the accountant. So you see how words become powerful, especially when it comes from figures in the culture that have a lot of weight.
Okay, I get it.
You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, while you were fighting,
you were fighting to get your real worth.
It's like, homie,
and you justifying that he chumping me.
Right.
I see. Yeah.
So
he didn't know that. He didn't know that.
You giving validation to somebody trying to steal, and now you putting what you think I should. You putting what you think my price is on me. Like, we from the streets. You can't tell me what no matter how much I buy my work from you, what I sell it for, it ain't got nothing to do with you. As long as you get your number
for it.
That's it. So now how you telling somebody what you think they should be giving what my cut is? And then now fast forward, I can't even get accounting.
So I'm fighting for my real value. Now you telling me to keep
somebody that has
number.
A voice in the culture.
Not only a voice, you got a company. You cutting checks. So they say, well, another boss said y'all only should be getting this much. So I'm justified in what I'm giving.
And then I'm gonna go deeper than that. I don't know what you saying behind closed doors if my name come up in those rooms now.
Right.
I don't know if my name
See, you
came
were
up in
fighting.
iHeart.
They didn't know you were fighting for. They ain't know,
No, man.
Yeah.
And that's why I'm not mad at Charlamagne, but I felt some type of way about that because it was like, nigga, I'm the new dude on the block.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm humble. I don't, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I don't, okay, fine. But for you to say that, first of all, you don't never speak on what you think another man should be making, number one. Let the girls do that.
Right.
Number two, it's like, I don't know now if my name come up behind those doors in them buildings now in iHeart, and somebody say, "Yo, the Mal dude from the podcast, yo, what you think?" I don't know what you saying now. Yo, we think we want to give him a show. We think about giving him like $4 million. Don't give him 800,000.
Right. Yeah.
If
That'll make you think that. That'll make
If
you think that.
if you'll say that on mic,
Right.
on the Breakfast Club,
that'll make you think
you'll
that.
say that behind closed doors for sure.
That'll make you.
So
think
that's
that.
why I felt the way towards him. But you know that shit is over with, man. I'm not.
Yeah, Charlamagne done. Like I said, man, I know he's disappointed in Joe. Even when we talk about the
He
network,
knew it was gonna happen. He said it when he was on.
he
with us.
knew y'all was gonna happen, but he didn't know he was gonna turn on him. See, you got to remember, Joe went and got Charlamagne too. See, I know how Joe got his audience. Some of that come from X, some of that come from y'all, some of that come from Charlamagne. They all gave him access to the audience that he won't, what it looks like, give anyone else access to. So when he went and got Charlamagne, you got to remember the pull up happened. Who was there? You got Casanova. I don't hear bruh say free Casanova respectfully. He went and got Casanova because he was into it with Tekashi. You got to rewind what's happening, right? When he got Casanova, Mano. These are people who were on the first little pull-up thing. Charlamagne was the biggest name, right? That was giving you, he was stamping you like, when you would do your end of the year, Charlamagne to come do it. This was helping your brand, bro. This was helping you.
Oh, absolutely.
And I think that Charlamagne didn't think that, damn, he done started shooting at me too.
Yeah.
He knew that he'll keep fucking with Mal, but Rory, your ass grass. It's like he felt that. Everybody felt that he looked at you in a different light. He felt different about you.
Well, because our relationship was different. You know what I mean? Like it was a lot of years there, and you know he could say what he want about it now, and you know certain things I'm hearing him say now. I know that that's just his way of like being all the way trying to just throw anything at the fire now, and it's like, bro, none of that is gonna stick. Cut it out. You know what I mean? Like you can feel however you feel because, you know, I decided not to let you just shit on Rory and I called you out on your bullshit and you was wrong and we know you was stealing and you mad because I call you every time your name is brought up in my presence, yes, he's a thief.
You still won't say his name, man. That says a lot.
I will never say his name.
That says a lot.
Nah.
You hurt, man.
No, it's not that I'm hurt. I'm not
How
hurt.
you won't say his name then?
Because because it's about the situation. It's not about him. It's about the situation and what happened and the show and the company and everything that we had. But it's not about him. It's no beef. It's none of that.
Not
like,
beef, but I'm saying disappointment. That was your guy.
I thought so.
You had love for that nigga.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, you done been to war with that nigga.
Absolutely.
Been locked up with that nigga.
Absolutely.
So it was love there. Look what happened.
But that's what I'm saying. But it was only love on one side.
That's fucked up.
It was love from me.
That's fucked up.
Anytime anybody, you know, has a relationship with me, I have a relationship with somebody, like, you know, you look around me, I got a lot of dudes that I've known since I was 9, 10, 11 years old, still around me to this day.
Right.
Because I'm the same person I've been my entire life. Like, I've always shown love, always shown respect. You know what I'm saying? Always kept it 100 with niggas. Like, if you see niggas and I no longer fuck with them and you find out what happened, it's not me, homie. I don't know what you battling internally. Like I said, with homie, I know it's an ego thing.
Yeah.
He always wanted to be that guy. And that's why I respectfully just moved out the way and let him have it.
Yeah.
I'm not going
You
to
believe
court.
he always wanted to be that guy.
For sure. I mean,
Most rappers want to be that guy.
For sure.
Yeah.
And that's why I said that's fine. I'm not gonna get in the way of what you see for yourself. If you feel like I'm in the way of that, I'll step out the way, homie. I'll let you have it. I'm not gonna argue with you. I'm not gonna battle you. I'm not gonna go to court and try to sue you and none of these. And this is another thing. Rewind the tape. He said out his mouth, if we try to start a show, he's gonna sue us.
Off y'all. Yeah, I remember that.
You know what I'm saying?
I remember that.
So you gotta. These are the things that, you know, I'm just like, you know, the listeners and the supporters are very, they lose sight of a lot of things, but it's like, just rewind the tapes.
I can imagine y'all being disappointed if you're asking for accountant, then Cash App logo pops up, then the network pops up, then Spotify thing, you know, is already happening.
But in his mind, they only wanted to do a deal with him.
Why is it here? Well, I'm a partner.
He didn't feel like he didn't feel like it was because of the podcast.
It's the same fight he was having with Complex.
It's the same fight he was having with Shady and the Slaughterhouse Group. He asked Paul and them for accounting.
So I don't understand it.
I know you don't. It's because you're not gonna understand it, because it's going the goalpost is gonna move when it has to do with him. And him having to show his character.
Did the network start while y'all were still there, right?
Yes.
Yeah, y'all carried the network. The network was y'all.
The network
wasn't no show. Other show, was it?
The network is literally just his YouTube channel. No, I'm being serious, bro. The network is literally, because again, a lot of people didn't know, we didn't.
So what about the funding of the other shows when he paid? You know, shout out Karen. He paid Karen when he paid Mandy. Did he pay them people?
Where do you think that money came from?
I know, but did he pay them?
I don't know. You got to ask them.
Okay. So, but you're saying that the podcast was the network.
It was the anchor. If it's no podcast, there's none of that other shit.
No, for sure it was the anchor. We definitely can't deny that.
So this is what I'm trying to say is, you know, the network and all, it's just a YouTube channel, homie.
That's funny.
That was built off of the podcast.
That's funny as hell. Yeah.
But in his mind, because he had that YouTube channel since he had his videos up there, that's why he didn't want to pay us from the YouTube.
That's fucked
I'm like,
up.
but bro, we can go back.
That.
We can go back and look on YouTube. You can literally see what videos are bringing in what money, monetizing.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what makes them great. Yeah.
So it's like, okay,
it can tell you when subscribers spiked. All of that.
It tells you all of that.
Yeah.
So it's like, okay, if you feel like this is your channel and you started this back in the early 2000s with your videos,
let's not even count all that.
We ain't got to count. Keep that over there.
Yeah.
Because we know what that was bringing in.
Right.
Little to nothing.
Yeah.
Let's just be honest.
Starving.
Right?
Yeah.
But once you start putting this podcast on there,
we looking at a little something coming in there.
What
was the conversation about not being paid from video? So am I understanding this correctly? He only paid you guys to monetize the audio?
Hello everyone, it's Big Loon here. Want to talk to you about this Up There podcast. We're the home of the biggest conversations in the culture, and we've had some incredible guests on the show, including Lil Baby, Moneybag Yo, Wallow from $1 Million Worth of Game, and many more. But we're not just a podcast, we're a movement, and we want you to be a part of it. That's why I'm encouraging you to go and check out our Patreon page. When you become a patron, you get access to our episodes early, ad-free, with exclusive content you will not find anywhere else. Plus, we do go live only on Patreon, so you get a chance to interact with us in real time and be the first to know about our new products, live shows, and exclusive merchandise. If that's not enough, we're also offering exclusive discounts on our merchandise to our Patreon supporters. So what are you waiting for? Join us on Patreon today. Become a part of the It's Up There podcast movement. Head over to our page now and sign up. Thank you for your support. I see you on the next episode. Let's get back to the show.
He only paid you guys to monetize the audio? He did not pay y'all for the video?
We didn't get nothing from YouTube.
I don't know a deal like that. I've never heard of...
Of course you don't.
You don't get nothing from the video and your talent on camera.
Yeah.
You're recording me, but not getting me nothing from video is crazy.
Yeah.
Joe, I got to talk to you about that. That's crazy.
But these are all of the things that we humbly said, okay, no problem.
When y'all asked for video money or, hey, what's up with the video? What was the conversations there?
His manager said, no, it's not happening. He's not paying y'all for that. So we said, okay, no problem. Humbly. All right, no problem. This is what I'm saying. How long you?
He didn't even say that money I'm giving you.
No,
counts as the video too.
No. You're not getting paid from video at all.
That's wild.
That's his. He started.
And you're monetizing it in my face. You got 6 cameras in my face. It's wild.
And my face is still up there.
And y'all, and you know, Fred Taylor, I believe, got a settlement of some sorts. I think he was talking about like. Him and B did some business to like, yo,
I need some of that
for sure. I'm gonna take that down.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? He said, well, I take that back. He said he didn't want to take it down. And B gonna just cut the check.
But that's, and you know, their relationship is probably different, and it's probably not too much ego between those two gentlemen. Or it's not, you know, they probably, it's just, they not dealing with the type of person I would be dealing with if I tried to do that. So, you know, again, but the important thing was, it was all for the culture and us building what we were building. And Rory and myself didn't want to interrupt that. Man. So we dealt with a lot.
Man, that's heavy.
Yeah, but this is what I'm saying.
You got 6 cameras in my face, monetizing twice a week on YouTube and telling me you're not paying me is wild.
But we did it because we saw
the value in the overall thing.
And we didn't want to disrupt it because we like, damn, we see that the
and he would always say, you got to stop workage. Mm-hmm. I'll ask you what I asked Fred. When y'all left the show, were you trying to tank the show?
No. See, when we left, right, I had, it was because he had told Rory not to come in, and I didn't like that. And then I showed up at the studio, and we had a talk. And then when he told me it was none of my business, to me, it was over with at that point. Because I can't unhear you say that, you know, and I can never sit down in the room with you and act like you didn't say that. So when I left at that point, I told Rory, I said, yeah, it's over. You know, he said what he said, and I can't sit down in the room with that dude after that. Not him saying that and then not knowing everything that we agreed not to get paid from and everything, knowing everything we built. It's just like, all right, enough is enough. Like you just, it's like you're not going, we took a small percentage to begin with, a percentage that nobody would have agreed to. And we're not getting paid on YouTube. And then now you stand in my face and tell me this is none of my business when I'm paying the taxes on the money that's coming in. So for me, it was done there. Rory begged me to have a meeting once he got back. So we all went to his house and sat down and talked, and he agreed. He said, yeah, we're gonna get the accountant right, get the accountant sent to your peoples, da-da-da-da-da. Let's all go to our corners and we're gonna get everything right, and then we'll come back and you know we'll reconvene and move forward. Like we just take a pause, everybody go to their corner. All right, cool. Next thing I know, 3 days later, he got these 2 new dudes recording the episode, and I'm like, we just had a talk at your crib, and you said we gonna take a week off and get all the paperwork right, and then we'll reconvene. Now all of a sudden, you got 2 new dudes sitting in the. It's like, all right, cool, man. That was a slap in the face at that point. I mean, I was done anyway, so it didn't matter. Only because Rory, kept talking to me and kept begging me to, try to make it right. All right, cool. And then when we were supposed to get, we end up going back and we did 2 episodes. And in that time of that 2 episodes, we only did that because we were being told that the accounting was being done and was on the way.
Right.
And that Friday was supposed to be when the accounting was going to be sent. And then when that Friday came, his manager reached out and was like, yeah, he said that is the accounting and that he's not sending nothing else. That's literally what he said. He said that the accounting that the $140,000 mistake was on was the accounting, and he's not sending nothing else.
That ain't even straight. That's crazy. That's wild.
So
them niggas is crazy. Man.
But this is what I'm saying. But then you got your manager in the room when we don't show up, and you yelling that Rory's fired and all this. I hear his manager told me, I told you was paying them more than you supposed to be.
Yeah.
Who? Because we went and got a multi-million-dollar deal from SiriusXM. So who was he overpaying?
Right. Because he said that he was being more generous than he should have been and all of that. I remember that, yeah. So how does he know and he not a partner and you don't know? Or is he a partner too?
The manager?
Yeah.
Oh, he know what he's taking. He know the money that's being stolen. He knows that. Bring the paperwork. Right. We don't have to do none of this ever again.
Right.
Show the paperwork.
Right.
Show the accountant. Show the taxes.
I would show it.
He can't.
Yeah.
He can't.
I would show it.
He can't.
That's wild. I never heard you speak about why y'all didn't start a podcast. Why y'all were there, or a spinoff, or speak to some of those narratives that people say, yo, they didn't create the value outside of sitting on camera with him.
We didn't? Because the way I'm looking at it, we did.
Yeah, especially when I'm talking about why y'all were there. But in my opinion, I would say, well, damn, they were fighting for the money from what they were doing. I don't see how you can create something while you're still saying, hold up, I ain't properly paid for.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. Again, people don't, I don't know how clear we talked about this a few times, but
Right.
just for the creators, if you have you starting a show with your homies in a basement, there ain't no money involved, no nothing, and y'all building something, and y'all look up one day and y'all got a fucking audience and people tuning in, and now people are starting to reach out and things like that. When you see it now it's becoming a business, and y'all have a contract with each other and say, okay, this is the percentage that we gonna split. This is how we gonna bust it. Whatever bag comes, this is how we busting it down.
Right.
Now, when the bag comes and you don't see the numbers that's coming in, and you don't see what's being paid in and paid out, you don't know what if you getting your it's like, homie, hold on. Before any of this became a thing, we had this contract.
Right.
But again, you talking to somebody that has said that they don't honor contracts.
Right. And then I seen when you said it back to him, and then he didn't receive that the same way.
Of course, he can't, because anything, if you tell somebody, listen, this is something that you said, and then now you're moving this is something you said, and then know that the people gonna look at you like, oh, that's fucked up. Of course you're gonna try to act like you never said that. It's like, bro, I would never sit here and lie about anybody.
Right.
You're on camera saying that before plenty of times. You've done business like that with people plenty of times. It's not something I'm just saying.
Right.
Where I fucked up at, and it's, again, the type of man that my mother raised, treat people the way you want to be treated. So because I would never do that to him.
Right. You lend the
I thought that
benefit
he
of
would
the
never
doubt
do
in
that
certain
to me.
things.
You
Right.
understand what I'm saying? So it's a lesson learned, and to other creatives out there, just be careful, man, because
and know what it sound like. Know what it look like. Know what it feel like.
Man,
you know what I'm saying? And then more importantly,
if something don't feel right, it's something not right.
Right. And when I look at it and think about y'all, sometimes I say to myself, that was one of the best shows ever to be created, man. And
it was beautiful.
That podcast was so dope. The chemistry,
we had fun, man.
The depth of it, the time y'all put in it, man, to just evolve it in that way.
It was amazing, bro. We had some great times, man.
Classics.
We had some great shit, but unfortunately, we've seen time and time again,
always, bro.
That money come into play, man. And
it'll break the pool balls up.
Man, it's it's a deeper thing with us,
right?
When it comes to money and things like that. It's just something that we can't get past. We just always feel like we got to do each other dirty or do each other wrong when money come in, because for some of us we've never had, but to me it's the opposite. I can't do you dirty behind something I never had, because it's like I never had it. I'm not missing that shit.
Right.
I never had it.
Right.
So when you do me dirty for some shit that you never had, it's weird. It's
super weird.
It's like, nigga, we never even had that type of money. Why would you do your man dirty for that type of money when you never had it? So it's like, nigga, what does it matter? You was able to survive this long without that type of money.
Right.
You understand? So the dude, it's just weird, man. And then, like I said, I've seen how things look now on this side when business is done right.
You're more happy now.
Oh my God, it's what me and Rory are doing, man, is, again, we moving at our own pace, we creating at our own pace, we doing business at our own pace, man. It's beautiful, man. And traveling the world, doing these shows and getting out here, touching the people and having these one-on-one conversations with people that tune in and support weekly. It's humbling, man. It's humbling to go to the UK and people that
that's
watch
a big move, man.
Yeah, man. I mean,
And how long y'all been on y'all own? Not even that long to be
September made a year.
What?
Yeah.
1 year?
1 year.
And you in London?
And we in London.
That's
sold
dope.
out.
That's fucking dope.
Yeah, man. I mean,
if these other podcast niggas don't salute that, I salute that.
Nah, but that's why I'm sitting here with you.
For sure.
A lot of niggas don't fuck with me, man.
Yeah.
I think because they, people don't fuck with you when they see everything that they're not.
Right.
In you.
Right. And they intimidated by it.
Yeah. It's like, when they hear me talk and say, oh, these niggas are suckers.
Right.
They know I'm talking to them, but I don't know that because I don't know half of these niggas. So a lot of niggas don't, they don't speak to me, and they don't, whatever, they talk crazy about me behind closed. And it's like, man, if y'all niggas only knew, man, I show love,
for
bro.
sure.
You know what I mean?
vouch.
Like I ain't gotta I'm not gonna get weird over no podcast money shit. I don't care about that, man.
Yeah, for sure.
So I'm just me, man, and like I said, what me and Rory are doing is beautiful. We having a lot of fun with this shit, man, and I promise we got so much shit that we putting together, man, and that we ready to jump into, man, and it's gonna be, the people see it though, and they see what we carving out, and they see the lane we going into
for sure.
And we have the right people supporting us. We got the right people behind us. Shout out to UTA, shout out to Rich Paul, my agent Oren, Biggs, Benner, Hip Hop. We got the right people behind us.
For sure. How strong is that brotherhood between you and Mal? Did that make y'all stronger?
Me and Rory?
I'm sorry. You and Rory. Mm-hmm. How strong is that brotherhood between you and Rory? Did that make y'all stronger going through that?
Oh yeah, absolutely, man. It's like I said, Rory and myself now, we just sometimes we don't even have to talk. We'll look at each other and we just know what it is on top. Like, oh man, here we go with this shit.
Yeah.
But more importantly, we just know what we ain't going for. No holds. Just like we not even entertaining that.
And when I look back at it too, I want the young creators to pay attention to this. Is a very important situation. You guys operated in a certain way, holding on to information that you didn't have accounting, that money was coming in at some point in time. And even if it had stopped coming in, there's logos popping up, there's Patreon, but there's certain things happening, and we're still waiting on accounting from a couple years ago. And so that led to frustration. But you guys operated with that information as best as you know how. And everybody talks about y'all and how y'all acted on camera, and maybe y'all weren't as enthused as they thought you should have been, or involved as they thought you should have been. But nobody ever talks about how Joe responded to when y'all had the conversation with Parks about something ain't going right. I think Parks went and said something which Joe responded in a way that was...
Oh, that's when he told Rory not to come in.
This is a problem. Now, as the boss, how you handle that information is very important, right? You don't come emotional like that as the boss.
But the emotion was there because, see what it ultimately was, we were in the studio and, Rory and myself were like there after homie had left. And the staff started talking to us because they weren't comfortable talking to him, because whenever they talk to him about things that's bothering them, or, money or being paid or things like that, it's always met with anger and yelling and things like that. With us, they know the energy is different. So they decided to start having a conversation with us and voicing some of their discrepancies. So we was like, oh, word? Like, oh, shit, we didn't even know that was happening. Like, all right, well... And then, Parks being who, he's friends with homie's manager, and, he decided to, after that meeting, to call him and tell him, hey, some of the guys are not happy. And I guess homie felt like that was Rory's dealing, but it wasn't.
Right.
So when he told Rory not to come in, it was based off because he felt like Rory had called a meeting, and he didn't. We was just there, and we left the studio late, and the guys decided to kick it with us about
situations,
some shit that they felt a way about.
Right.
It's not our fault that they're comfortable talking to us about these things.
Right. And see, people never said, yo, Joe, you overreacted to getting information that your people are unhappy. As the boss, nigga, what you think I'm supposed to do when my family come tell me they unhappy?
But you know why? Because he felt like he wasn't in the room, so he couldn't spin narratives and dance when people start saying what they're unhappy about.
Hello everyone, it's Big Loon here. Want to talk to you about It's Up There podcast. We're the home of the biggest conversations in the culture, and we've had some incredible guests on the show, including Lil Baby, Moneybag Yo, Wallow from $1 Million Worth of Game, and many more. But we're not just a podcast, we're a movement, and we want you to be a part of it. That's why I'm encouraging you to go and check out our Patreon page. When you become a patron, you get access to our episodes early, ad-free, with exclusive content you will not find anywhere else. Plus, we do go live only on Patreon, so you get a chance to interact with us in real time and be the first to know about our new products, live shows, and exclusive merchandise. If that's not enough, We're also offering exclusive discounts on our merchandise to our Patreon supporters. So what are you waiting for? Join us on Patreon today. Become a part of the It's Up There podcast movement. Head over to our page now and sign up. Thank you for your support. I see you on the next episode. Let's get back to the show.
And dance when people start saying what they're unhappy about. He felt like, no, I need to be in there because
he said he felt it was cowardly. He don't understand that no matter what it was your family unhappy.
Yeah.
So at this point, as the boss, as the father, as the head that you say you is, you supposed to take that situation and comb through it, not come back and say,
Yeah.
that was the wrong.
But you only that's nervous energy. See, when somebody start acting like that and
you done found
like
the golden egg.
Yeah,
I thought I stashed it.
Yeah, that's all. It's nervous energy. It's like, oh shit,
and that start confirming to you like, oh, I'm from where I know what this means.
Of course,
and you won't show me.
Of course,
man, I'm putting 2 and 2 together.
So not only are we know we getting fucked, but now even the staff feel like they getting fucked. Oh yeah, we know what this is, and that's why, for me, it was whack for Parks to take that stance, because Parks knows, and I've said that on Twitter. He knows Parks. He's had and that bothered me, because when we had our meeting outside at Parks' crib, he pulled Parks outside and he asked Parks. He said, "Yo, do me and you have any money issues or business issues?" And Parks said no. Without putting Parks' business out there, that's a lie. I've known Parks. Parks has engineered and recorded records that he hasn't been paid for ever. He's voiced that.
Right.
He's recording multiple shows and he's getting paid a salary.
So you say he's in too deep.
He's in too deep, and I understand it, and I'm not mad.
But do you think he got the talent that you and Rory got though?
As far as personality on air, I don't know. I don't know if that's what Parks want to
do you think, I'll rephrase the question, because he's played off camera so long, does he have the ability to pivot in the way that y'all did? Because y'all faces were so recognizable by being on camera for 5 years or however long it was.
I think that Parks is I think that he's super talented. He's super smart when it comes to music. He's like a super nerd.
Right.
And I say that respectfully.
Right.
He's a hip hop head. Very talented. I don't know if he wants to be a personality.
Right.
I think that his passion more so is in the music, mixing, playing. I think that's where his passion lies. I don't know if his passion is. I think that the podcasting thing just fell into his lap.
Right.
But I don't think that he wants to be a personality, quote unquote. I don't think that's what he wants. I think that he would rather be creating music and mixing and recording music at a high level for some really, really high level artists.
And he'll be comfortable there.
Oh, because he's a
that's his passion.
Oh yeah,
for real.
Parks is
and that speaks to why he was comfortable off camera.
Yeah. But and that he should play into that, and he did play into it, which is why it was the blend we had was perfect, because it was literally real relationships.
Right,
you know
that's
what I mean?
what I'm saying.
So, and then Parks, like I said, being the ear that he has, and for the sound and how the show should sound and things like that, and just mixing it, and audio wise, the show sounded amazing.
Man.
You know what I mean? So I think that's where his strength is. I just think again he's a little in too deep. Personally and business wise right now with everything, that he can't really voice his frustrations and things like that. But he's married now. Congrats. I didn't speak to them since that day, and I haven't spoken to anybody over there. So congrats to him. Right. And again, I want to be very clear. It's no beef with anybody. For sure. There. You know what I mean? Life is amazing. Life is beautiful. My karma is beautiful.
You selling out shit.
Yeah, I mean it's who I am, man.
You can teach how to fish now. You went and got the information.
Yeah, and that's why I'm here. Most importantly, man, I want creators to know, like, you're gonna run into roadblocks. Right. It's always gonna be some shit in the game that's gonna, tell you, yo, fuck this shit. Just walk away.
Right.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm just trying to tell you how to identify some of this shit.
Yeah, I'm just telling you what to watch out for, what to be careful for. It's gonna happen. I don't care how long you feel like homies was homies and this, that, and the third. When you want to know who your friends are, put some money on the table.
Man, it's gonna expose it every time.
It's gonna expose it every time, and then you're gonna see what somebody think about you. You're gonna see how much they feel you worth. You know what I mean? It's go to the bathroom. You're gonna come back. That pile gonna look a little.
Ooh, you done put something in your pocket.
It's crazy, man. It's like you start seeing shit. You like, damn, I thought these was the homies, and that's life. That's just a life lesson. That's why I said, it's no hard feelings towards nobody.
Do you ever see y'all making up?
Nah,
it's over with.
Yeah, I'm cut from a different type of texture.
Yeah, he did too much.
Yeah, and then like I said, he started saying too much after that, where it was like, homie, we know you stole money. Like, you could start trying to create these narratives all you want, and we don't have no resume, and you coddled me? You coddled me? Nigga, is you crazy? Like, niggas that know me. Yo, you know what's funny? Like, people that really know us, and then they heard that, they was like, oh yeah, he gonna do anything but just tell. He gonna start saying anything but the truth at this point. And that's why I'm just like, you coddle me. Like, all right, man. Like, if that's
what's the nature of the relationship? When did you what is he? What makes him even say that?
I guess because like I was, the house that he was renting, I stayed.
He
with
needed
him.
help on.
Well, yeah. I mean, he needed help on. He always had roommates and things like that, which is not, it's
that's not a bad thing. But
yeah.
it's rough to identify that as, coddling somebody if that's what that means.
In his mind, I feel like he felt like I had to live with him, like I was homeless or something. I don't know what type of story he's trying to create to justify his him stealing or him doing whatever he did. I don't know. I don't really care. But the facts are the facts, and,
right.
And he know what the facts are. Like, homie, cut it out. Like, it was never that. It wasn't that. You know me very well. I was never without anything. If I want something, I had it, or I would go get it. Like,
I think if y'all wanted to tank the show, like if y'all wasn't really trying to like make it work, that y'all wouldn't even done that Patreon like show up over there at all. Because in my opinion, and I said this when I was speaking to B. Marshall, one of the biggest tricks or one of the biggest coincidences I'll say in podcasting is Joe Budden was able to transfer that audience before y'all left. Mm-hmm. Right? He was able to take all of that interest that he had, number one, that didn't get the deal and ball behind his creator talk, mm-hmm. and transfer that behind that paywall, and then y'all left. Mm-hmm. Now, granted, when y'all left, I imagine some of the people left too.
Yeah.
But he was some of those people stayed to be nosy, that just stayed anyway. Yeah. Like, so he was able to, that transfer of that audience was so fucking important. Why didn't, well, I guess because y'all wasn't trying to take the show. How many episodes did y'all do on Patreon? Maybe 2, 1?
I think the deal was signed in January. End of February, March is when we left.
Did you know about the deal before he announced it? How long did you guys know about the deal before he announced it?
Maybe a couple weeks. And then even that deal, like, I don't even know. I remember he came in and was talking about something he was paying us in crypto or something like that, and then come to find out the deal we were supposed to get, I think, more than that. Bro, I'm telling you, it's so much shit that I'm more than positive that we're owed. But I got people that call me every week. Why you ain't suing him? Go get your fucking money. Don't let him take that money like that. That's a lot of millions of dollars. But I'm just like, bro, I'm just so different, man. I'm just a different type of dude.
And you know what? Like I said, I pointed out that principal move you made. That say a lot.
Yeah, man. Like, I don't want to sit in no courtroom and
man, I stopped fucking with my famous homeboy who would have kicked the white boy out the car, kept me in the car. I stopped fucking with him because he wasn't keeping it solid about the situation.
That's it.
Man, come on.
That's
man.
all it, and that's
and if
all
the
it
Joe
is.
Can't argue with that, bro. That says something, bro.
And that's what I'm saying. He knows me. I'm the same dude that sat in the cell because you had pills in the car. I sat in the cell with you for a weekend.
Come on now.
I don't pop pills.
Come on now.
You know what I'm
saying? On
saying?
your behalf now.
I sat there with you.
I was setting the screen now.
I was always that guy. Like I don't because I know. See, you know what it is when you know who you are and you secure within yourself.
You're comfortable,
and not only that, you know that if I really start getting my shit off in here, these niggas gonna get upset.
Yeah, I can get 30. Easy.
They gonna get mad. They gonna get mad. Yeah. It's like now, you know, I set the screen, but then it's like, you know, when I start getting my shit off, you look like you setting the screen, but you really pushing the nigga into me. It's like you really pushing that nigga into me. So
for sure.
I'm still getting off, but it's like you ain't really setting no screen.
And I'm on to you.
Yeah.
As I'm still I'm still knocking them down.
I see you, and this is like, so, you know, you got to be very, and that's to these creatives, man. Right. You got to be very careful of how much you show and when you show it, because when people see what you really got, they'll close them doors, man.
For sure. And that's what I find, like, even with somebody like Joe, I know everybody around Joe, and all them people, they say, you know, man, I'm gonna tell it, man, I'm like, yo, I don't see him shed light on anything that he doesn't benefit from, right? So I don't see him shedding. Even, I'll tell you what I heard him say one time. He said he went to a dinner with a creator, and the creator asked him, how do I get ads? And he said, you want me to tell you how to get ads, and I done spent all my life doing this, and you want me to just pass you the information? And I'm like, yeah, that's what the big homie's supposed to do. Right? So what happens
is,
no
big homie.
That's what I'm saying. And it hurts. It hurts the young creators because he talked so much creator talk. You see what I'm saying?
It's all talk. You know.
Right. Now, you know, I think, you know, like I said, he has this unique, I'll give him this. He has this unique ability to take his friends or do a podcast amongst his friends that translates good on camera. I'm not sure if everyone can do that, right? Mm-hmm. I think that what he's doing now is different than what he did then. Mm-hmm. I think that when I look at the show that he has now, mm-hmm. if you said you don't watch it at all.
No.
Damn, I was gonna ask you, do you even think that them dudes are good at pod? Do you think?
I mean, I know those dudes. I know Ice is you know, he's in tune with a lot of the music, a lot of the new music that's out here with the younger generation. He's always been that dude. He's always been the music dude that just listens to got his ears.
But just because you know music don't mean you can pod.
No, that's true. But Ish is he's a smart guy. Yeah, he's well spoken. He's articulate. You know, I think that what he's trying to do is recreate the fact that there's a lot of years there, a lot of history amongst them. So
he's reaching for that,
trying to reach for that, which is important in podcasting, having the chemistry, having a real relationship with people. That helps. I just think that they are kind of like, I know Ish more than anybody is looking at them a little funny. Yeah. You know what I mean? I don't know.
He don't bow down to him. I'll give him that.
Oh yeah, no, because Ish is he's very strong, opinionated. He's an opinionated guy.
Right.
But I think more importantly, I think that, you know, Ish has a history with him as well, where it's like,
he got some
I'm watching you. Yeah, I'm watching you. Like I know, because if you did it to Mal, you definitely do it, or you gonna try to do it with me,
right?
And it's gonna happen. A zebra can't change his stripes, man. A player can't change his game in the ninth inning. Ooh. You know what I mean? It's just a matter of, I think the only reason why it hasn't happened yet, it'd be too obvious. You know what I mean? So it's going to drag out a little longer because it'll be too obvious at this point. But it's going to happen. It's going to happen. I'm already hearing things. You know what I mean? I'm already hearing what he was trying to pay those guys to go on tour. I'm already hearing.
What happened to that? That tour went away.
I don't know, man.
That tour went the fuck away. I know that I bought tickets. They sent me my money back.
Yeah, I don't know, man. You know, like I said, I don't know what's going on over there. You know, it's Rory and Mal
for sure
over here.
I'm coming to the show tomorrow too, man.
Man, pull up, man.
I can't wait to get
fun,
down
man.
there,
We
man.
gonna have fun, man. Listen, that's the beauty about this thing, man. We moving around and we trying to just, like I said, you know, you DM me
for sure.
I've been watching you. I've been seeing what you was doing. I loved your episode with Lil Baby. That's
Appreciate
a dude that I you know, I'm super proud of. I came out here when he shot the video with St. John for Trap. And I told the homies back in New York, I said that nigga's official, man. I like the way Lil Baby move. I said he's official. I said them niggas was inside that motherfucking truck. They ain't get out until it was time to get on set. I said, yeah, them niggas is moving right.
For sure.
But seeing his documentary, and then the interview with you and a few other interviews that I heard, I fuck with him, man, because you could just tell his again, you know, morals, integrity,
and he always principle. On the right side of it, man. You know, it's family. You know, he put me in a hell of a position. You know, to roll out that album with me, #1 album in the world at the time. It's like reaching and giving me that look, right? It's like, man, look, that shit you doing, we got to turn that up. Yeah. And what's been happening is the coach is doing that, and that's so important, man. It's like, damn, all right, so now. You know, I always tell P and Baby, like, I'm in debt with them for that. Just on the strength of, they could have went anywhere in the world, man. Dude can go anywhere in the world, man. Not only did they do that, they called me and said, put that motherfucker out first. Like days before we even start doing media. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? All of that's so important. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, damn, man, these are some real solid.
But you see, that goes back to what I'm saying. People are trying to make it seem like that's impossible or that's too hard to do. It's not.
Nah.
This is coming from the dude that got the #1 album.
That's what I'm saying.
And he giving you that look and saying, put it out first. I want that to be the first look. You see how simple that is? Man. But when somebody want to do it,
they gonna do it.
They gonna do it.
Right. That's why and we'll get the companies and we'll get off all of that. Just get into business and companies and shit. That's why some of these companies, they try to say certain things like, you be like, yo, you got to have a budget. Like, we need some money. But some of these companies, you know, they'll want to participate and not really act like they don't have a budget. Well, the company can't find no money. Well, we really don't know. Listen, if this was Jay-Z in front of you, you'll find some money.
Come on.
If this was Rory and Mal, who you know just sold 1,800 tickets in the last 3 weeks, if this was Joe Budden, if this was fucking, but because it's me and you don't know my reach, you trying to say, hey, I tell you what we'll do, we'll get you some ads.
Right.
Nah, fuck your ass.
Right.
I already got money, and I reach out to the companies myself.
Exactly.
Right? Because we have reach with each other. A company can't get in touch with you in the way that I did.
Right.
A company couldn't get the Lil Baby interview.
Right.
A company can't get Bag, Meek Mill. Company can't get Fred Taylor, Brandon Marshall. You know, Andrew Schultz, Charlamagne, who up, Wallow. Like, no company's involved in that. So we got to see the value from the company on what they do for us. With y'all deal, was there a clear value? Because I imagine y'all were paranoid or either had a clear vision coming out of the situation with bro, or coming out of the situation with him where y'all wanted to have a clear path as to what y'all wanted the deal to look like.
Yeah.
Do y'all have the value that y'all want with Sirius? Do they understand y'all vision as well as the design people that work with y'all?
I think they do. I think that was why we went with Sirius. You know, we sat with our agent, and the relationship was there, and then they understood what we wanted to do. And the one thing that they said, they loved the fact that you know, what we were building, they wanted to just be a part of it, and they wanted to help enhance it in any way that they could. So that was why we chose to go with Sirius, because they just understood what we were doing, and they just believed in us. They believed in us.
Do you for people like Ek who call cap on the $10 million number? What do you say to that?
I don't know that dude.
Yeah, well, what do you say to the $10 million number? Was that even a number y'all put out? Where did they get that number from?
So I
was
think,
that an announced number or a reported number somewhere?
Did you hear that number? I think what happened was my brother Biggs, he had he posted a tweet when we had a photo shoot and an interview we did went out, and the picture, we were smiling, we were laughing, and I think Biggs his thing was this is what a fresh $10 million looked like.
Shout out Biggs.
Yeah, so that kind of is what people started running with, but it's not far from that though.
Right. Shout out. Shout out. And
It's not
listen,
far
y'all
from that.
selling tickets. They can cap online.
Oh yeah,
They can act like we talking about who gets some tickets sold.
Yeah. I mean, we talking about who could just come outside.
Exactly. Period. Fuck some tickets. Okay, you can go to the store with that shit you podcasting about.
And that's why I'm just like, I'm still trying to figure out what this online shit is.
Right.
Because
it's a weird area.
Yeah, I don't play this game. So when dudes start I'm like, is he for real? Or is it really on if I see him, or is it just for some clickbait shit?
Right.
Because I don't know.
And ain't nobody else playing.
Right. So, dudes like that, when he's talking and, he said things, and I'm just like, I don't know this dude. I don't know what this is about. Him calling cap on the 10 million. Okay. I can confirm that it's definitely not far from that at all.
And his part is a snooze fest. I'll say that. It's a fucking.
But see, and this is another thing you got to look out for. Like I like what you do because you sit down with the right people,
right,
and you had the right conversations,
right.
Dudes like him, he's a fan. He just want to be affiliated and around
right
whoever he think is cool because he's not.
Right.
So, when you
that's
say...
the same thing Rich Homie Quan said. He was like, I kind of went up there with him, and it was like, I know he got a big platform, so I go through that.
Yeah, but I mean a big McDonald's is a big brand. That ain't good food, though.
Ooh.
So it's like,
it's just readily available.
It's just like that don't mean that's good for you.
Yeah. And I always talk about them guys being the first people to do it. It ain't that they were chosen. Mm-hmm. They was just here first. They just had a camera first, had an understanding of YouTube first. And so they're familiar to people. These guys don't have any context to anything. They don't have any real equity in the culture. What do a lot of these dudes, what are they bringing? What are they doing?
And and again, I just don't like when motherfuckers sit down and bring a lot of negative shit into the mix.
Right. Police and death and
because we come from that, man, and that ain't nothing to play with. That ain't nothing to try to throw fuel on that fire because it's just not. It's not something that I want to even try to entertain because. Right. It's just I know what that is. Right. You know what I mean? So that's why I said when I hear a lot of these dudes talking greasy, I don't understand it because it's like, number one, I don't talk greasy about y'all.
Right.
And then number two, I don't play that game because if I see you now, what's supposed to happen?
Right.
I don't know how to gauge this thing. Like because now if I go to a place where you like, nah, but it was just. I'm like, but I don't know that because I don't play like that.
Right.
When I'm fun of somebody talking about, suck my dick and all this other.
Man, you going far.
It's like, bro,
but see, there's an old saying that people who've never tasted war always want to get it going.
Yeah.
See, they ain't never had to deal with the results of that.
Exactly.
They ain't never had to lay in that bed.
Exactly.
So they instantly want to, like I was just seeing they put rappers against each other and it be so much shit. I'd be like, yo, they can go to war, man. People
somebody could die behind this, yeah.
Yeah, you at the house.
And you playing games.
On Twitch 10 hours a day.
You playing.
I don't understand it, bro.
And that's why I can't support that. Now, I'm happy that a black man is able to, make a living,
right,
and support his family, support himself, but at what cost?
Right. And get around some niggas to get some game, cause you bullshitting. And you done had all this audience ain't done nothing with it. This man said they had a podcast a year. Mm-hmm. Granted, they had a brand moving into it, but they on tour already. Been in the UK, probably done sold X amount of shirts, this amount of product, on this amount of people on Patreon. Like it's shit happening. Here you is with an audience ain't done nothing with it in 7 years, just sitting there on Twitch, drunk.
And still can't come outside.
Partying in the industry building process. Yeah. This is a new industry. Billionaires will be created. Right. These niggas getting drunk.
Right.
I don't even get it, bro. Speaking of that, look at Ye. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
What Ye, to me, it seemed like I just tell you, he trying to break the chain.
Yeah.
Now, how far did he go for that? How much did he risk for that? Can he come back from that?
See, the thing is, and what I don't think Ye, I don't think what Ye factored in is that black people, we are so unorganized. We are so unorganized, and I don't think that enough of us are gonna back Ye and support Ye.
Right.
You know,
but he's kind of been all over the place with his message too.
Yeah, he's been a little all over because, you know, I think Ye has this thing where I think that he, you know, I've always said it. I don't think he's a mean-spirited person. I don't think he's a hateful person. I just think that he's very emotional, and I think that he speaks without any regard of who feels a type of way about it.
Right.
And I think that when you somebody that caters to the public, when you've made your riches off of selling to the public, whether it be clothing or, you know, music or whatever, you have to factor in who you're hurting in the public when you speak. But I think that he has made some valid points.
Exactly.
I think that some of his points I'm still trying to figure out and understand. But again, I think the important part is here's a man who obviously feels some type of way about something, about the way he's been treated, about the way business is being done. The fact that his money is no good in the bank all of a sudden.
That was crazy.
Yeah.
You know, I look at it like this, right? We all need to be held accountable for things if we cross a line or do something.
Oh, yeah, that's man shit, yeah.
It's man shit. But at the same time, the universe is perfect. Mm-hmm. So while they're canceling Kanye for being anti-Semitic and saying things that he shouldn't have said in the eyes of those people that been through those things, we on the other side saying, but on Twitter, the word nigga usage is up 5,000% and ain't nobody in the uproar.
Right.
So where does language matter?
Mm-hmm.
Does it matter only on this side, or does it matter like, because listen, the same that we know the word nigga derives from us being disrespected. Ain't no
Right.
10 on that.
Right.
If it's up 5,000% with no recourse over there, but him saying I'm going DEFCON, which is a trick word if you ask me. You ain't got no business saying that word.
Yeah.
What the fuck is defense readiness?
Mm-hmm.
How you gonna be defending and ready? It just seemed like I don't even use that word. So him going in the trick bag with the word or knowing what he was doing with the word, it says to me, he offended them with that.
Yeah.
But they using nigga on Twitter and everybody quiet. Mm-hmm. It says to me, what does language really matter? I don't know.
But I think the important thing with Ye is that he's starting
a conversations
yes, about things that are happening, things that are going on. And I think that, you know, sometimes, again, when people don't want to address the issue, they'll play semantics with words and hold on to certain words and move the focus. It's like, all right, I understand that, but the focus of what he's saying and what he's addressing is this.
Right.
I understand he may have said some things that offended some people and that was wrong. Cool, we understand that. But let's get to what he's really addressing here.
Right.
Because low key, y'all proving his point.
Yeah.
Because y'all were able to take him from being worth 8-9 billion to now what 400 million because y'all said so.
Man, and that's so crazy because you say this what I notice about Kanye, and it makes me really be like, wow, he still ain't panicked in the eyes of out public. Every time he come out in public, it's still
because
poker face.
He knows something.
He know, right?
He knows something we don't.
Right, and so I said, damn, hold on, he ain't panicking. And he stood on status. He would come around us, I'm the richest black man, I'm the richest. They snatched that and he didn't panic. So they say something. He stood on, but I also understood that he would stand on status with us, but then when he talked to Piers Morgan, he would clarify I only got 120 million in the bank. So he understood what he was doing when he was braggadocious and stood on that status. But by him not panicking says he has a plan. I don't know the plan. I think he's trying to break the chain. But I'm not understanding, even speaking of deals, Adidas is saying that they're going to sell his shoe and not pay him. He says in the contract, he's still supposed to get a reduced rate. They're going to ignore the contract.
Because they can. But see, this is what I'm saying. It's, it's bigger conversations to have. And that's what I think the ultimate thing of him doing all of this is just to start having these conversations about control and who has the control and who has the power and who are the creatives and who are the geniuses. And, we need to change some things, you know what I mean? Like, if we able to have all this influence and all of this creative control around the world and all the influence on culture, we should be, paid for it. We should have more ownership of it. We should have more rights to it. And I think that's the ultimate gist of his whole rant and the thing that he's on right now is just, he's just trying to wake people up to that. Like, just because they give you $100 million, $200 million to play this sport, you really generated $6 billion.
Right. And Farrakhan made a good point, said, when they say you're a billionaire, you don't even see that money. They give you a whole bunch of money you can't touch.
Yeah.
So they can take it like that, right? They can just press a button and then you 300 million. They can just take it.
Yeah,
that shit is wild, man.
It's wicked, man. When you really think about it, it's again, that's a little further up the pole.
Right.
Like we ain't there yet, but
we coming though.
Oh no, for sure.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that just these conversations are starting.
Yeah.
Because why not? Let's and again, when people don't want to have certain conversations, it's because certain truths shall be revealed.
Right.
But when you're on the side of the truth,
you want to have those conversations. You want to say, let's have them on your camera.
Let's have it.
In front of your people, on your side of the street.
Let's have it, and then let's make it right.
Right. And let's grab the information out of it because we are leading our whole. Yeah, we leading.
Let's learn from it.
Like I understand I'm leading. That's why when I had these conversations, I have them from that perspective because I know I was on the other side when he was saying Spotify don't. I'm like screaming at the screen like, them niggas want to be paid.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like I say, you could be screaming at your mother about something, and your girlfriend say, "Ain't no way I'm marrying him."
Right.
Yeah. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when you say fuck a contract and I'm sitting next to you, can't get accounting, it's saying, damn, man, it's saying fuck a contract.
Yeah.
I know it ain't meant for me, but it applied to me.
It applies to me because I'm in it. Yeah. Like I said, it's nothing is by accident, man. Everything has this beautiful purpose. You know what I mean? So I just, I learn from everything. Everything is a learning process for me. I love learning. Sure. I love getting new information. And I just like applying it and moving forward and just growing and watching myself. What do I look like a year from now?
Man, y'all winning. Y'all show winning.
We building, man. We more importantly, we just growing, man. As men, we growing as a
feeding your family off this shit.
Feeding our families, you know what I mean? Just doing things we never thought we would do. I never thought that people would be waiting for me in London. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I'm a nigga from uptown New York, man. Like
go talk.
Yeah, like I just, it's a humbling experience, man, a beautiful experience. But it's just part of what I always knew. You know what I mean? As far as like just staying solid, standing on principles, standing on morals, being a good person, and that's gonna resonate with somebody somewhere.
For sure.
You know what I mean? It may not turn into 100 million views, but if it turned into 700 people in a theater in London, I'm happy, man.
You won.
Yeah, I won. I'm happy,
man. I appreciate you coming by, man. Like
I appreciate you reaching out, man.
I'm
glad we finally got a chance to connect.
Yeah,
I love what you're doing, brother.
Appreciate that.
Anytime you need anything from me, my platform is your platform.
Appreciate that.
And just keep doing what you're doing because it's important to have real individuals in this space and in this culture that are doing and saying the right things, but also standing on it.
Appreciate
you know what I mean? So when I see brothers like yourself doing things like that, I'm gonna pull up no matter what. You see, I came straight to you,
Dolo,
by myself.
Gangster.
You know what I'm saying? Like, that's
appreciate
me,
that, man. Whenever, man. I'm there. Whenever y'all. The show.
You coming out tomorrow, man. We're going to have some fun tomorrow.
For sure, 100%, man. I appreciate you coming out, man.
Yes, sir.
The Experience Podcast. Do something with that game. Let's get it. Yo, what up? It's Big Loon. It's the Experience Podcast. Tune in. Let's get it. Hey, it's your boy Looney from It's Up There Podcast. Thank you for watching the video you just watched, and make sure you subscribe by hitting the button you see on the screen, or go to the next video by hitting this right here you see on the screen. Biggest Up There Podcast.